So this is my pressure cooker. That's a whole frozen chicken. I do it from frozen. There's really no reason to defrost, especially if you're using a pressure cooker. A splash, like maybe 3 or 4 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 3 or 4 tablespoons of soy sauce, a tablespoon of salt, a teaspoon of sugar, garlic, celery, onion, carrot, bay leaf, and thyme. You know, I cover it with water, and I'm going to pressure cook this for 90 minutes. So I'm going to lock it, make sure it's set to pressure, and I'm going to turn this on to high, and once I get this up to 90, I'll hit start. So it's been about a half hour, and it hasn't started counting down yet because this button just popped up. And that's what you want. If this button doesn't pop up, it's not pressure cooking yet. So now that it's pressure cooking, I'll just let it go and come back in 90 minutes. So it's still cooking, but I realized in my last video I didn't mention something kind of important. If this button doesn't pop up, you can take your hands on either side of this and just give it a little jiggle. I don't know, sometimes it doesn't pop up and you have to give it a little jiggle and then it'll just boop, it'll pop up. So anyway, that's my trick for this device. So it's all done, and I'm going to show you. To release the pressure on this, you can either hold this button down or you can flip it from pressure over to steam, and the steam comes out of this hole. So just flipping this switch over, we'll just let it oh, it's beeping. I'm going to unplug it. Flipping this over will just let the steam come out in a steady stream, or you can let it out little by using this button. Personally, I usually unplug this and just kind of let it sit for a half hour before I start letting the pressure out, because it does come out pretty fast and I'm not in any kind of hurry. But I'll just show you what happens when you push this button when it just gets done. Oh, I guess it's not so bad. Ah! Okay, so that's why I'm going to wait for a little while. It's been about a half hour, and I thought I was going to have to release the pressure still because of how much water I put in here, but the button's already down and nothing's coming out, so I'm just going to open it. Okay, here's my fully cooked chicken. I'm going to let this cool down a little longer. I'm going to get all of the meat off of the bones, and I'm going to put the skin and the bones back in here and cook them again because I'm making a bone broth. Oh wow, this was so fall off the bone awesome that I had to use this giant thing. Ooh, it's hard to do this in film. To get it out of here, and the wings just fell right off of the chicken. I used these two things to pull it out of there. I tried to do it with gloved hands, but it just was falling apart. Awesome. All right, so there's the chicken. I'm just starting to tear it apart. The meat is super juicy. I would definitely recommend wearing an apron and gloves on your hands because it's messy. And I found out that I should have worn short sleeves because my sleeves keep sliding down. So I added more celery, onion, and carrot to my pot. That's the skin floating at the top. I'm gonna put the skin and bones in here and pressure cook it again. I have all my shredded meat. I'm gonna put that in the fridge and do awesome stuff with it later. I have all the skin, giblets, neck, gnarly bits, bones in here, and I'm gonna pressure cook them again. Okay, it's up to pressure. I'm going to let this go another 90 minutes and run some errands right after I give my good girls their treats. This is done. I ran a bunch of errands today, went to dinner with my husband and drank a whole bunch of martinis. It's still warm. I'm going to strain it in here one time And then to get the little teeny tiny bits out, I'm gonna do it in here one time. All the bits are strained out. Look how pretty it is. I'm going to let this sit in my refrigerator overnight so I can get the fat off of the top of it, and that's it. I'll show it to you tomorrow, the finished product. I should mention an important ingredient to any chicken bone broth is your favorite beer of choice, because it takes all day to cook this. All right, here's my stock the next morning. As you can see, I'm already getting the fat off of the top of it. Here's my stock without all the fat on the top. I can't wait to eat this later in something. Thanks for watching my video. I did want to mention a couple of really quick things. I didn't bother tasting it until this morning when the fat separated, because if I tasted it yesterday, I just feel like if something has too much fat in it, it coats your tongue and the fat, and you don't even get a good taste of what you're, trying to judge. So after separating the fat, I tasted it this morning, and I think it tastes great. I didn't adjust the flavor at all. Plus, when I mix it with whatever soups I mix it with, I'll be flavoring those also. I normally will put this in Tupperware containers and freeze it, and that works fine, but this time I'm going to can it for the first time. So I might make another video of my first canning experience. I don't know, but either way, hopefully you guys like my recipe and my pressure cooker demonstration. So thanks, have a good day.